population of Jonesville, South Carolina is here tonight at the National Guard Armory. Not suspenders there, but it really matches the tie really well when they say that. But ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to see in this very ring is the man, the legend, the most up-and-coming professional wrestler on God's green earth, Mike Payne. And guys, don't worry, after the match, he will sign autographs. And ladies, of course, after the show, he will have no problem of making your faces look like a glazed donut so bad that the rest of the weekend, they'll be calling them Krispy Kreme. Except for you. And then for this guy over here in the NWO shirt, the shirt is so big, I think NASA can see it from outer space. What do you think about that? Exactly. So Mr. Joey Styles wannabe with your Timberlands and your Kmart slacks and your pretty pastel tie, take it on home, baby.
We got Mike Payne attacking Dion Johnson right at the bell sounding off, and Dion Johnson with an Irish whip and a hip toss on the Mike Payne, and an arm drag from Johnson and a drop kick. Johnson with a flurry. Mike Payne heads outside the ring for a recluse. Mike Payne on the outside of the ring complaining about some tights being pulled. Something underhanded, he's saying. And we've got a collar elbow tie up. Another eye gouge and a pair of punches going into the midsection of Dion Johnson. Sends him for the ride with the Irish whip. Johnson reverses a back body drop. And Mike Payne having his trouble with Dion Johnson. Elbow smash. Dion Johnson usually on the independent scene teams with Mo as the tag team known as the Regulators. And Mike Payne tonight will take on Dion Johnson, and it will be a big feather in Payne's cap to defeat and pin Dion Johnson. And Johnson with a chin lock. And Mike Payne at this point in time having to carry the weight. And as you can tell, Dion Johnson has been the type of man who hadn't missed any meals. Jawbreaker. Mike Payne gains the advantage. We got a very sparse crowd here in Jonesville, South Carolina for Outlaw Extreme Wrestling, but those who are here are enjoying a great night of wrestling action as the OEW brings you wrestling here in the South. Now, wrestling Matt Harris with a staple gun at ringside just shot Dion Johnson in the keister with a staple gun. And Mike Payne doing the damage to Dion Johnson. Johnson with a chop. And Mike Payne with an elbow smash to retaliate. And referee Dennis Price admonishing Mike Payne. And another staple hits the backside of Dion Johnson. And Mike Payne with a snapmare. Mike Payne gaining the advantage. Wrestling Matt Harris throughout the evening. It's been interfering throughout the show. And Deion Johnson's going to have to get up and try to get his advantage going and try to turn the tide of the battle. Mike Payne going to throw him outside the ring to the hard concrete floor. Wrestling Matt Harris with a pair of kicks on the floor outside. And Deion Johnson certainly needs to get back up and get back in the ring and regain the advantage. Two fans here at ringside encouraging Deion Johnson to get to his feet, get back in the ring. Mike Payne to the outside with a double axe handle off the ring apron. Smashes Johnson's head into the ring apron, throws him back in. Mike Payne, you got to give him credit, being very aggressive. He wants that win tonight. And Mike Payne with a chin lock. And Deion Johnson is in a world of trouble. A world of trouble. Deion Johnson having to get back to his feet with an elbow smash and a second one to retaliate. Mike Payne responds with a lariat. Payne sending him for the ride. A lariat off the ropes, and Mike Payne takes it to the measure of Deion Johnson. Count of two, and Johnson reverses. A count of two as well. That had no effect on Deion Johnson. Again, that had no effect whatsoever. But it seems like it had an effect on Mike Payne. Johnson with a headbutt of his own. And that stunned Mike Payne. Count of two. Suplex from Deion Johnson. Got a count of two. Deion Johnson. Johnson with a closed fist to the top of the head.
10 minutes. 10 minutes is going in the match.
Time elapsing in the matchup. Johnson with a slam of some kind. I think he had him by the throat. Count of two. Mike Payne with a boot. And a choke. Mike Payne. Referee Dennis Price admonishing Mike Payne about that chokehold. And a chin lock from Mike Payne. Deion Johnson. Deion Johnson having it again. That looks like another chokehold. Once again, a chin lock, and it looks like Mike Payne may be choking again. And Dennis Price is not catching it. Price checking the arm and the artery. See if this move has a sleeper type of effect. Johnson still very much into the battle. He may be fading, but he's not out by a long shot. Deion Johnson coming to his feet, elbow smash into the midsection. Off the ropes, leapfrog. A lariat on the Mike Payne. Got a count of two, and Payne lifts his shoulder up. Closed fists, both men exchanging punches. Both men still trading haymakers on the canvas, and not yet clearly defined who is taking the best of the advantage. A low blow, it may be even a claw hold on the groin. Mike Payne. And Mike Payne is certainly feeling his last name. And Dion Johnson with a baseball slide drop kick. It looks like Mike Payne may be in a wealth of trouble. He's going to have to get outside the ring, take a break, or do something. Get Matt Harris somehow to cause a distraction or something. Got to turn the tide of the battle. Dion Johnson with a pair of closed fists. And wrestling Matt Harris. Talking to Dennis Price, the official. Having words. And I don't think anything's been passed to Mike Payne yet, but certainly something has happened here. Elbow smash from Mike Payne. Chokehold by Mike Payne. And again, another chokehold from Mike Payne. Dion Johnson. As we're at the 10-minute mark, and I don't know what wrestling Matt Harris is doing with Dennis Price, other than they were having a serious conversation trying to distract Dennis Price. If that was his intentions, he certainly did the best of it. Closed fist to the side of the head on to Dion Johnson, a chop to the chest. Another chop from Mike Payne. Snapmare from Mike Payne. Mike Payne just snapping the neck on to Dion Johnson.
Remaining 5 minutes.
We've got a cover for a fall. Been informed that 5 minutes are remaining in their opening match. And Payne going for a lateral splash, if you will. And this time, a second time, it's blocked by a pair of knees from Dion Johnson. And wait a minute, wrestling Matt Harris just nails Dion Johnson from the outside of the ring. Referee Dennis Price does not evidently catch this infraction. Choke on to Dion Johnson on the outside. Punch into the head of Dion Johnson. Count of two. Johnson lifts his shoulder up. Mike Payne taking it to Dion Johnson. Charlie Babb just informing us that a little under 5 minutes remaining in the matchup. Dion Johnson takes it to Mike Payne. A foot on the bottom rope. And that foot on the bottom rope will disrupt the count of the official. Dion Johnson taking a swipe at wrestling Matt Harris. Once again, a swipe at him again. And Mike Payne with a roll-up. Count of two. Near fall. Dion Johnson with a small package. Reverse small package. Tell you what, that's great counter wrestling right there to be able to reverse the moves. And the thing of it is that when you're involved in the wrestling matches, you got to try to stay one step ahead of your opponent in the ring at all times.
Time has expired on this match. Time expired.
We've got a time limit expiration. Mike Payne complaining to the referee. Almost anybody who will listen. Payne stomping the head of Dion Johnson. Wrestling Matt Harris is going to get involved. And again, we got the bell sounding as Matt Harris and Mike Payne go to work on the Dion Johnson. And I'll tell you, fans, the result of this match is over with. And Johnson with a double lariat off of the rope. And Matt Harris got a taste of his medicine.
Due to the time limit draw, there was no winner between Dion Johnson and Mike Payne, with wrestling Matt Harris.
But once again, fans, your opening match is a draw. Got hardcore Hunter Thompson. On his way to the
Our
ring.
next match is going to be a dog collar match with a 20-minute time limit. That's right, sir, dog collar. I'm afraid our promoter, Derek Spear, has called for a dog collar match. So you're involved in a dog collar match. That's why we call it Outlaw Extreme Wrestling.
Charlie, I tell you the truth. You've got to
In the ring now.
give
from
this guy a
Kansas
great
City,
effort for trying
Missouri,
to
is
continue on with this show
Hardcore
despite the small
Hunter.
turnout.
I'm telling you, this is like the party that nobody came to, you know, the birthday party nobody came to. But I have to admire these guys for going out there and giving it 110%, Dan, because that's exactly what they're doing, and I'm sure the folks that watch this on tape will see that.
Exactly. A lot of these guys desperately need the experience and the ring time.
That's right. This gives them good ring time, but that's about as much as you can say. I've worked before 50,000 people, but I think this is the first time I've ever worked in front of less than 15 people.
Well, we'll just stick to the match.
Well, as Gene Restrano would say, I think this is real.
Yeah.
And his opponent in the dog collar match, weighing in at 230 pounds from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Sonny Landau!
All right, fans, we're taking our look at Sonny Landau. And Hunter Thompson, hardcore Hunter Thompson. And Thompson having words with some of the ringsiders. And I noticed that Dennis Price is putting the collar around the neck of Sonny Landau. And now he's approaching hardcore Hunter Thompson. Hunter Thompson said he didn't recall signing for a dog collar match, and perhaps justifiable, but I mean, I really doubt it. I'm pretty sure it was clearly stated in the contract. Outlaw Extreme Wrestling prides itself in bringing you some of a variety of wild encounters, whether they would be bunkhouse street fight matches or anything along the line. And Sonny Landau attacking Hunter Thompson and choking him in the corner. referee Dennis Price, well, actually he's restraining him, not choking him, and Dennis Price is putting that dog collar around his neck. And Hunter Thompson's not going to be too happy at all about that. But I'll tell you, fans, this is a dog collar match nonetheless. And I'll be quite honest with you, I've never taken a look at this man Sonny Landell. I've never seen him before ever. Taking a look at him for the first time against Hunter Thompson. Hunter Thompson, on the other hand, hardcore Hunter Thompson, a wily veteran. He's been around the Carolina independent scene for a very long time, has a tremendous track record in the ring. In the American Pro Wrestling area, has held the hardcore heavyweight title, the television title, and several times the tag team title. And I'll be quite honest with you. This man here is as tough as they come, and this young man, Landell, maybe have bitten off a little more than he could chew, but trying to take on a wily veteran like hardcore Hunter Thompson. And Thompson with a pair of stomps into the back and the shoulder blade. And a headbutt, and Landell taking a ferocious beating. At this point in time, Landell, he needs to get something going. Continue to take this amount of punishment, you're going to be in a wealth of trouble, and you're also going to take one in the loss column. Thompson with a chokehold onto Sonny Landell. And Landell trying to get back to his feet the best he can. Being smashed head first into the turnbuckle. A closed fist to the side of the head from Hunter Thompson. Thompson's going to choke him around the neck. Hip tosses him into the ring. Fist drop. And Hunter Thompson with a closed fist onto the side of the head of Sonny Landell. And a pair of punches coming back from Sonny Landell. You got to give him A for effort as he's trying to come back valiantly strong. Landell peppering the head of Thompson, who responds with a reverse atomic drop. So that was indeed a very short-lived comeback. Thompson choking his man across the top rope. Fans basically got to tell you, this match here pretty much has no rules. The only thing Dennis Price is in there basically to do is to count a fall or call a submission, or if somebody's injured or what have you. Really, these matches are no disqualification. Landell coming back with a pair of elbow smashes. Forearm shot onto Hunter Thompson. And a count of two. Landell with a pair of punches onto the side of the head. Shoots him off for the ride. An elbow smash. Choking his man. Dennis Price counting the fall for a count of two only. And Thompson responds in kind very quickly. Retaliating. Sends him for the ride. Looks like he may have hit him with that chain right around the throat. Kind of like a clothesline, but with use of the chain.
5 minutes gone in the match, 15 minutes remaining.
Throws Landell over that top rope and choking him as he dangles from the apron. And Dennis Price being shoved. Price goes down as Thompson continues to choke Sonny Landell. And Dennis Price trying his best to warn him about letting him off, and I'm pretty sure he can't disqualify him here. At least I would say he can't. And Landell up onto the apron. takes a slingshot right over that top rope. Catapults him right into the canvas. He's got him in a split eagle where he's trying to split both of those hamstrings. And the legs aren't designed to go but so far from each side of your body. And that's how that move actually got its name, fans. But anyway, Thompson insulting a ringsider, and Sonny Landale with a low blow sends Thompson for the ride into the turnbuckle. Got a splash into the turnbuckle. Landale setting him up for something here. Elbow smash. Count of 2. And Landale's going to send Thompson out of that. Well, I thought he was going to send him out of that turnbuckle with an Irish whip. Instead, he went into his throat and into his eyes, digging and scratching, crawling, trying to choke his man and stick a finger in his eye. And Thompson takes that chain, and it looks like got it wrapped around his throat.
10 minutes have passed, 10 minutes remaining.
And I'll tell you one thing, this Sonny Landale putting up a tremendous effort. Charlie, I've never seen this man taking on Hunter Thompson before. Have you?
Yes, I've seen him once or twice. This kid's got a lot of potential, and first cousin to the nature boy himself, Buddy Landale.
Well, he's bit off more than he could chew taking on Hunter Thompson here tonight.
Well, we was talking about ring time a while ago. He needs some ring time, and I guarantee you he's going to be took to school tonight in this match by Hitman Hunter Thompson.
There's no doubt about it. I'll tell you that much right now. But what a win it would be to get a win over Hunter Thompson. He's going to set him up for a vertical suplex, and he dropped him.
Count of 1, the count of 2, and Hitman Hunter gets that bottom rope for the break the hold. And notice this Sonny Landale now fighting back very tenaciously, but I believe he's just a little overexperienced here, Dan.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's what I'm trying to say. I think he's took on a much more experienced man, but the only way that you can gain the experience with these type of people is get in the ring and go at it with them.
That's right. That's one way you get experience. That's one way you get good matches, and that's the way you work yourself right up the ladder to main events.
Well, not only that, but you hope that you learn from your opponent in the ring and the mistakes that you make and the things that you've done right in the match. And wait a minute, Thompson with a chair not going his way, and you chalk it up as a learning experience.
A very nice sunset flip. If he catches him with that chair, and he does, right in the forehead, I think this is going to be a good night. The party's over. Count of 3.
And Hunter Thompson defeats Sonny Landale in a little over.
Winner of the dog collar match, Hardcore Hunter.
A little over 8 minutes. Hunter Thompson down Sonny Landale. Landale puts up a whale of an effort, but goes down into defeat. Let's take a break. We got Big Mac truck. In the ring awaiting his opponent. The battle of the big men.
And his opponent at 6'8", 284 pounds from LaGrange, Texas, Steve Stampede. The following contest is set for one fall and 20-minute time limit. Referee is Dennis Price.
Steve Stampede set to take on Big Mac Truck. Battle of the big men. That's Truck with a headlock. Shoulder blocking, nobody goes down, nobody budging. And Mac Truck gets a round of applause to try to get the people going as Stampede hooks in a headlock. Both of these men, very, very big sized men, over 6 feet tall, around the 260-pound neighborhood, and a shoulder block attempt right now, and nobody goes down. And Stampede in the past has competed in the Carolinas, but I'll be honest with you, in recent months I haven't seen this man at all whatsoever. Lariat! And another lariat knocks Steve Stampede down, a boot to the chest. And Steve Stampede tries to take a break and slow it down on the outside. Mac Truck with a series of haymakers into the side of the head. Smashes his head right into that ring apron. And Mac Truck going to send him for an Irish whip that's reversed. He hits that ring post. Fans don't want to apologize about my voice tonight. I know it's not crisp or clear, probably. Suffered from a little bit of a wintertime bug here, and we'll be trying to call this action the best we can throughout the duration of this card. Stampede with a pair of shoulder blocks from an Irish whip standpoint, and it rocks Mac Truck. Mac Truck going down to one knee. And Stampede with a wrist lock. Holds his man at bay. Stampede with a standing wrist lock. Down goes Mac Truck. Leg drop across the arm. And Stampede trying to work across that arm of Mac Truck. Mac Truck not tapping out whatsoever. He's hitting that mat tenaciously. He's trying to find a way how to get out of it. Falling headbutt, shades of the legendary Harley Race. And to be quite honest with you, that's about all Stampede has in common with Harley Race. An arm bar onto Mac Truck. A series of punches from Mac Truck. Mac Truck again. Rocks his opponent. The Irish whip being reversed. Truck with a crossbody attempt. Staggers his man and takes him down. A count of 2 and almost 3. Stampede showing a lot of guts, a lot of desire. Trying to kick out of these falls. This is the battle of the big men for Outlaw Extreme Wrestling. And Mac Truck with a closed fist. Stampede on his knees, feeling the effects of those punches and kicks. There's a kick into the chest. Another kick into the chest, and down goes Steve Stampede. Count of 2. That's an eye gouge. That'll stop anybody in their track. Stampede responds. Pair of kicks into the midsection. And it looks like Stampede's placing his foot right in his throat. He's going to send Mac Truck for the ride. A lariat follows it up. Mac Truck going to be picked up almost in a fireman's carry position, but into a fall-away slam. Fans also, that move is known as the Samoan drop. But whatever you want to call it, it takes a lot out of somebody. Stampede with an arm bringer into an arm bar. And Mack Truck in the turnbuckle. Mack Truck springboards off of that second turnbuckle with an elbow smash. Now, fans, for a man that size, that is definitely impressive. And both men feeling the effect, the impact of that blow. Dennis Price continuing to toe the count. Stampede attempts a punch. Mack Truck responds. Truck again responds. Choke slam. He drops Stampede. Count of 2. Stampede able to kick out of that. And Stampede with a knee into the midsection. Setting Mack Truck up for a body slam. Stampede is calculating his next move. An elbow smash across the chest. Count of 2. And 2 only. And Truck comes back up. He's setting him up for a side suplex, and it hit its mark. Count of 2 again as Mack Truck was lifted up off the mat. Stampede could have pinned him there. Could have been a big mistake. And not take advantage of a fall. Caught him with a choke and choke slam. And Mack Truck will take the win.
The winner of the big man match, Big Mack Truck!
And Big Mack Truck with an impressive victory, very graciously thanking the fans. And Mack Truck shows he's got a future as he stops Steve Stampede in his tracks. Steve Stampede laying in the ring, crumpled. He put up a heck of a battle. Stay tuned for more Outlaw Extreme Wrestling. Set for a barbed wire match here as Engel will take on the Pinnacle Dragon. And these barbed wire matches are some of the most brutal in the sport. Some of the most bloodiest encounters ever to take place in the ring have always been a barbed wire match. And the Pinnacle Dragon with a martial arts boot into the midsection. Tried to whip him into that rope, which was wrapped in, tangled in barbed wire. And Engel able to stop the attack. Engel responding on the Pinnacle Dragon and nails him, knocks him down. Spinning toe hold from Engel. And the Dragon writhing in pain on the mat. Trying to break out of the spinning toe hold. And once again, Engel with a spinning toe hold attempt. And the Pinnacle Dragon sends him right into the barbed wire. Series of chops across the back, maybe forearms rather. And he's going to set him up for a vertical suplex. Takes him down. We got a body slam. Pinnacle Dragon. Count of 2. Looks like both of these men are taking a pounding. Engel with a vertical suplex, drops him. The Dragon up. Placed right into that barbed wire. Engel with a drop kick from behind. And Engel trying to cut his arm at this point in time with this barbed wire right across the arm. And we got a belly to back suplex. Count of 2. The Dragon sent for the ride, versing the Irish whip. And that Irish whip right into that barbed wire will certainly stick you in right in the back. Cut you. Fans, little things like that, it causes a lot of damage in a match like this. Pinnacle Dragon outside to the top. Headbutt. Engel goes outside the ring. The Dragon's going to pursue him. Engel with a kick. Chair right across the head on the Pinnacle Dragon. Engel's going to throw that chair right in the ring for further use. He's taking his face and running it right across the barbed wire. Trying to lacerate him. And the Dragon being thrown right back into the ring. We got a senton over the top. Engel placing a chair over his fallen man. Nobody home as he tried that senton again. Now the Dragon has the chair. Count of 2, tossed the chair at him. Caught him running the side of the head, Pinnacle Dragon. Choking his man across the second rope. Engel needs to get it together. Dragon with a series of punches. Going to run his face right across that barbed wire. Wrapped across these ropes. He's got Engel up for a belly-to-back suplex. And the Dragon again going to the outside. We saw him earlier with a high-flying attack. Took his toll. Drop kick. And Engel has his leg wrapped on that bottom of that barbed wire. And the Dragon drops his weight right across that leg. Low blow.
I hate to leave. Bring back the old days.
Got a Michinoku driver. The Dragon able to kick out. Engel has a chair. Drop toe hold onto that chair. Places the chair across him. Big splash. And the Dragon going to the outside. Got a set of nunchucks. Wait a minute, fans. This Pinnacle Dragon is trying to start a fire.
More alcohol.
Engel from behind. And he hit him with something on fire. Like a torch. Small flame, but it connected.
Might have been caught fire, bro.
Dragon with a body slam. Nobody home on that elbow smash attempt. Dragon being thrown back into the ring. Unbelievable the risk these two guys are taking in such a brutal match like this. And the Dragon being raked across the barbed wire rope. And down he goes. And Engel's going to set him up for some sort of I thought it was some sort of slam, but instead they go to a Pier 6 closed fist showdown, and Engel being draped across those ropes, the barbed wire ropes. And the Pinnacle Dragon with a chair across the head of Engel. Thank you. And the Dragon just can't put his man away. Punches to the midsection, both men exchanging blows. Sets him up for maybe a Michinoku driver. Drops him. Again, the risk these two men are taking in a match like this is just unbelievable. Stomps him right on the head with that chair right across his head. And the Dragon writhing in pain. Got an elbow smash. Engel not able to put away the Pinnacle Dragon. And Engel trying to lift the Pinnacle Dragon, who is writhing in pain and agony, on the mat. Nails his man with a series of punches, super kicks. Engel almost mocking the fans for trying to cheer the Pinnacle Dragon. Engel choking him on that bottom rope wrapped in barbed wire. And I'll tell you, fans, I can't even describe how that would feel. That's a good way to choke you. Cut your throat or your chest or side of your neck or anything. I mean, it's just a severe way to lacerate your opponent. Lariat turns his man inside out. count of 2 and almost 3 as the Pinnacle Dragon able to kick out an Engel blaming referee Dennis Price. I don't think Dennis had anything to do with this young man kicking out of a fall attempt. Chest first into the barbed wire. Kicks his man in the chest. I don't see how much more these men can take. Suplex from the Dragon. Springboard leg drop from the Pinnacle Dragon. And the Dragon continues his attack. Irish whip in its reverse. Hip toss turned into a swinging neck breaker by the Pinnacle Dragon. That's how you outwit your opponent. And the Dragon going for a suplex. Turns it into a slam. Almost 3. This man Engel able to kick out. And Engel trying to have his face raked across that barbed wire. Engel goes down. Again, the brutality in this match is just unreal. The Dragon going to the top turnbuckle. A leg drop right off the top. Almost 3. And the Dragon takes the chair to go after Engel. We've seen the barbed wire come into play, the flaming torch earlier in the match. Now a chair being used throughout the entire match, and that kick in the face just nailed him. Two and not quite 3. And the punishment these two have exchanged and traded is just unbelievable. Nails him in the midsection with a chair, across the back with a chair. Engel is setting him up in that for that some sort of move on the chair. An atomic drop right into the chair. Drop kicks him right out of that chair. That could very well put his man away. Put his foot on the bottom rope. Engel taking the Pinnacle Dragon's leg and wrapping it right around that barbed wire rope. Trying to cut him, trying to injure him. Both men exchanging punches. And the Dragon with a body slam. Dragon going up to the top. But mounts that top turnbuckle slowly. Big splash off the top. And Engel with a DDT. And Eagle will get the win as a much fought, hard fought, brutal battle.
Winner of the barbed wire match, Eagle.
Fans, this is one of the most violent matches I've seen in a long, long time. Both of these men have traded a lot of punishment, a lot of vicious blows, and Ingle will take a victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to take a brief.
All right, we're taking a look at this man, Scar, taking on Nick Fury, one half of the juvenile delinquent. Promoter and owner of Outlaw Extreme Wrestling, Derek Flair, joining me ringside. Derek, I tell you one thing, you put on a tremendous effort right here tonight in Jonesville, South Carolina, and I know that you just promoted for a short period of time, and in the future, Outlaw Extreme is going to be on the grow.
Well, we sure do hope so. We put a lot of effort into Outlaw Extreme Wrestling, and we try to give the crowd the best shows we can give them, whether it's 1,000 people or 17 people.
Well, that's been proven here tonight. I mean, a sparse Thanksgiving Eve turnout, but I mean, the people here have got a tremendous show here in store for them. And Nick Fury with a standing drop kick. This young man can go. I mean, he has a very tremendous future. This is his first year in wrestling. I happen to know members of his family on a personal level. Since meeting Nick, I find that he has a great attitude inside the ring and outside the ring, and that means a tremendous amount.
That's right. I've talked to Nick before the show, and he does have a great attitude, and he's very up-tempo in this match. And so far, I am impressed with Nick Fury.
Nick has, in the past, teamed with the juvenile delinquents, one of which is Easy Money, currently out with an injury, and A.J. Frost, the other juvenile delinquent. And this tag team, whether any two of the three team up anywhere, anytime, or even in singles action, Nick Fury, he gives it everything he's got.
Well, he sure has got a fast pace going right here, but we've got Scar taking it to him, and he gets him with a big elbow right in the center of the ring.
But Scar is certainly a gigantic man. He's a big man. And when Nick Fury's in here, he's having to give up a lot of size, a lot of weight, and Nick Fury's going to have to utilize his speed, his agility, and his quickness to try to outthink this man.
That's right. This match, I don't know who the promoter is, but this match wasn't very. These two guys aren't very evenly matched because Nick Fury, he seems like he's always thinking in his matches, and he's got a lot of quick moves, a lot of fast pace, and this big guy Scar is just trying to overpower him so far in this matchup.
Well, this is a classic case of speed and agility against nothing but sheer strength and the desire to kick and punch. And, you know, so far Scar has shown that he can wrestle as well. We got a sunset flip attempt, only two.
That's right. Scar kicks out in a big lariat right in the center of the ring by Scar again, just overpowering Nick Fury at this point in the match. He rakes the boot right across Nick Fury's eyes. He's taking it to him there. Scar pulls Nick Fury up and right into the turnbuckle right here at ringside where we're doing our commentary from right now, into the other turnbuckle.
Scar's going in for the kill, basically.
That's what it appears to be.
Setting him up for maybe a suplex.
Suplex, and a suplex with authority. Scar having his conversations with the fans here in Jonesville. Sends him for the ride. Clothesline attempt. Nick Fury. Oh, and a powerbomb by Scar. He caught him right in the air.
I think Nick Fury was going for a Frankensteiner there. The way he went up high into the air, and Scar just too much power to drop him on down. Count of two. He's lifting him up. But what he's giving this man every time he lifts him up is a chance to come back strong and maybe beat this man. So whenever you're lifting your man up, when you got him in a fall, you're giving him a second chance.
That's right, and you don't want to do that to any of your opponents, especially to a guy with the heart of Nick Fury that he's shown right here tonight in Jonesville.
Well, this young man's got a ton of guts, a ton of courage, And take a look, he's coming back with a lot of fire with a series of punches. And Nick Fury with a tilt-a-whirl head scissors super kick.
Super kick right to the face. I mean, you know, Scar appears to have given Nick Fury all he's got, and Nick Fury keeps coming back.
Nick Fury's not going to be quitting anytime soon. And Nick Fury sends him for the ride. He goes in for a hip attack. Scar drops him right down on the mat.
That's right. Scar just, when Scar catches Nick Fury, the size advantage Scar has just allows him to catch him in the air like that, and just, you know, there's not much really Nick Fury can do except keep coming back and keep coming back even stronger.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I see that Nick's doing, just like due to inexperience, is he's not wearing this man down before he sets him up for these high-risk moves, because if a man is somewhat winded or somewhat on a second wind, wait a minute, we got a scorpion death drop. If you get the man out of breath somewhat, and then those drop kicks and sentons and crossbody blocks and all that outside the ring, and
he's got it looks like he's got a table from under the ring. Nick Fury's bringing the table in the ring. He brings
actually a tabletop piece of plywood about 4.5 feet long, maybe longer than that.
He's propping it up in the corner. I mean, we can imagine what's coming next.
Oh, it's inevitable. One of these men are going through this table. Piece of wood, somebody's going through there, no doubt about it. I just hope it's not Nick Fury, but Nick Fury just cracked that table.
Nick Fury went right through the table, and then I think he may be hurt, and you know, hurt pretty bad. Nick Fury's, I don't see too much movement coming from Nick Fury, and the big man Scar just circles around him.
Well, Scar knows he has this man hurt. He knows that he dropped him right through that piece of plywood table, and he nailed him. And he's tried to hurt this man, and the official right now is Dennis Price. Scar's telling him, check him, that he can't continue, but I mean, I don't think Nick Fury's going to quit.
I mean, Scar's just toying with this man because he could get the pin, but no, he, you know, kicks him, gives him a kick to the head, tells the referee to test the arm, and that might be where Scar messes up right here tonight in Jonesville, because if he keeps toying around with Nick Fury, with the heart of this guy, is going to come back. I can assure you that. I just hope he's not been hurt too badly from that table he went straight through moments ago.
Well, I'll tell you what, Scar's doing one thing right now, but pausing and taking a moment to jaw with the fans to give his man time to regroup. But Nick Fury right now looks like he really is out of it.
It appears to be that way. I'm not sure if Nick Fury even knows where he is tonight. He's been overpowered, and like we said earlier, he went straight through that wooden table. And now Scar's got a chair in the ring. I mean, I really don't understand why Scar keeps on and on with this. I mean, this is just, you know, almost sickening to watch.
Well, this is nonsense. I mean, it's obvious at this point in time Scar is trying to injure this man Nick Fury, and Nick Fury has a bright future, and he's got a bright career ahead of him. Dennis Price, I think he ought to just go ahead and disqualify this man.
That's what it looks like, because Nick Fury does have a bright future, but not if, you know, I'd hate to think like this, but not if he's injured so badly in this match right here, because, you know, anything can happen in wrestling. One minute you'll have such a bright future, and the next minute a guy like Scar can ruin your career.
Drop toe hold in the chair, that turns the tide. Almost 3. Now that could certainly change the momentum altogether in this match.
I mean, you couldn't ask for anybody with more heart than Nick Fury. I mean, after all that he's been through, and he is on his feet, I mean, that deserves applause in itself. He is on his feet tonight, and he's going up top. He goes up, and a flying leg drop. He lands with a big leg drop on Scar. 1, 2, and Scar kicks out.
Almost 3, and Nick Fury is put some authority behind his comebacks. I think he's a little bit angry, and he's getting a little bit mad about getting taken such a pounding. And every time he's coming back with those high-flying moves, they mean much, much more. Moonsault.
A big moonsault by Nick Fury. And Nick Fury gets the win. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. It's a 2 count. I thought he had him right there. I really did.
He came terribly close to putting him away. He really did. He put up a tremendous effort right there. That moonsault got a very close fall and another near fall for Nick Fury.
That's right. Nick Fury is so close right here. And I mean, you couldn't ask for more determination. But it looks as though Scar may be making his comeback. Talking about making somebody mad, you know, Scar thinks he's got Nick Fury and is just toying with him, but he's quickly finding out that Nick Fury is not in this ring to play.
Nick Fury rolls out of the path of a leg drop off the top, and now that's how you got to put these big men away like that. Super kick by Fury. Fury going to the top.
Fury's up top, and a big splash, and I mean a big splash by Nick Fury. 2, 3, and Nick Fury gets the win.
Nick Fury puts up a...
Your winner, Flying Nick Fury!
Nick Fury takes the win with a frog splash off the top and puts away a much larger foe.
That's right, and Scar's left in the ring dumbfounded, and with good reason, as we have seen. But he should have known better than to underestimate Flying Nick Fury. This young man with such a bright future ahead of him. I look forward to seeing him in the future.
And we'll be back with 2 more exciting matches from Outlaw Extreme Wrestling.
And their opponent.
Got the Rednecks in the ring. That's Bubba Hogg Jr. and Tommy Gunn, along with Johnny Love. Here comes Bill Budd.
Entering the ring now at 255 pounds from Akron, Kentucky, Big Bad Bill Budd!
I'm not sure which one of these rednecks.
Tonight, Bill Budd's going to be taking on the Rednecks with their manager, Dr. Johnny Love. Partner to show. No partner, bro. Bill Budd's going to be taking on the Rednecks without a partner at all. How do you feel about that, Bill? Oh, yeah! Come on, buddy, let's see it! Got a handicap match here, folks.
He's saying it's going to be a handicap match.
According to Mr. Bad here, Mr. Mike, you're going to have a partner for this tag team match.
Commissioner Charlie Babb saying there's got to be a partner.
Looks like if you can't find a partner, then you're going to have to be disqualified from the match. Hey, do I need a partner? No! Oh, no! Okay, Mr. Bad says let's go.
All right, Bill Budd says he doesn't need a partner. Charlie Babb was trying to convince him into forfeiting the match. Didn't quite work out that way as Redneck Tommy Gunn and Bubba Hogg Jr. are going to square off in a handicap encounter. Johnny Love takes a blow off the apron. And Charlie, I'll tell you the truth, this man, you got to give him, I don't know whether he deserves credit for accepting the handicap match or whether somebody ought to just go out behind the barn and have a little chat with him and tell him that you can't beat 2 men at one time.
That's exactly right. Bill Mudd has a lot of intestinal fortitude, but I think this is a dumb thing that he's doing by trying to take on these two men of Dr. Johnny Love and Tommy Gunn and J.D. Hogg.
He's bit off more than he can chew. You got to give him a ton of credit for agreeing to taking this match. But again, it's not the most sensible, logical decision. But however, this just shows that this man, he came here to wrestle.
That's right, Dan. And he has a lot of heart. He has to have a lot of heart to agree to take these two guys on. But in the ranks of Outlaw Extreme Wrestling, it's stately, the rule book states that you got to have a partner. And I cannot see why that he wants a handicap match against these two guys that has beat some of the top talent in the Southeast.
Well, I don't know. You know, I can't really answer why he would agree to accept the challenge. But one thing about it, Charlie, if he does manage to defeat these rednecks with some sort of miracle, just imagine what it would propel him into singles ranks. Wait a minute, here comes Mack Truck.
First in the ring now, Big Mac Truck!
Evidently, it looks like Mack Truck's going to back up Bill Mudd here.
Turn his mic on.
It's
I'll
on.
tell you what, Bill, if you need a partner, brother, I'll be your partner tonight, and we're going to kick some redneck ass here tonight, brother. Come on.
Well, Mack Truck evidently has just come out to make up the slack since Bill Mudd's regular tag team partner has not showed up here in Jonesville, South Carolina, and Mack Truck says he will team, and they're going to keep some booty out there, Dan Parrish.
Yeah, and usually Bill Mudd's regular tag team partner is none other than the current APW TV champion, Reverend Slim, but Mack Truck is more than willing to pick up the slack.
That's right, and it's going to be interested to see here exactly if they can coexist as partners is Mack Truck and Bill Mudd.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mack Truck had a very, very colossal battle with Steve Stampede earlier in the evening. And these two men, the Battle of the Big Men, it was called, and these two went in there. They traded move for move, but not only that, power moves as well. And you gotta say this, Mack Truck is not going to be playing into his favor trying to wrestle two matches on one card.
That's right, Dan. And notice now that Bill Mudd has a standing arm bar on Tommy Gunn, and he's grimacing in pain up there from the pressure that Bill Mudd has on it. And just look at this guy, Dan, at the muscles. Bill Mudd, I'm talking about that the muscles he really has in his statue.
I'll tell you one thing, this Bill Mudd is a gigantic, muscular man. I mean, one of the most powerful men in the entire Carolinas. I mean, probably maybe even in the South.
I agree, Dan, and I think that him and Mack Truck, if they can coexist, would make a super tag team combination.
And so far, they're managing to coexist at the same time. But, however, things could go awry, but Charlie, I certainly hope they don't.
That's right, because I tell you, Bill Mudd needs all the help he can get in there against this Tommy Gunn and J.D. Hogg. And, of course, that third man out there is almost like wrestling three-man, Dan. I'm talking about Dr. Johnny Love.
Johnny Love has been known for a lot of things in the past. He's been known to screw a lot of people into some real bad contracted matches. But another thing that Johnny Love is notorious for is carrying that briefcase at ringside, a walking cane, an assortment of foreign objects with him at all times.
Well, I guarantee you, if Dr. Johnny Love gets a chance, Danny, he'll use that briefcase, he'll use a cane. I've even seen this guy use his boots. He'll do anything to win. He just says win, he doesn't care how.
Yeah, I've also seen him from time to time. And this is something that's an old trick, is I've seen him even take white medicated powder and throw it right in a man's face, blinding him. It'll smell up an entire arena. But if a man can't see you, he can't fight you back, and that always sets up for a beating.
That's right, and I've seen managers like Dr. Johnny Love not only use talcum powder, but actually use flour. And anytime you get anything in that vision in those eyes that blurs that vision, you're at the mercy of whoever you're wrestling.
Yes, indeed. I mean, you know, your vision is impaired. You can't see who you're fighting. You can't see who you're wrestling. And right now, Redneck Tommy Gunn taking it to Bill Mudd in a bad kind of way. Tommy Gunn with an elbow smash. Count of two, and Bill Mudd kicks out. And Tommy Gunn and this man, they call him JD, but they're otherwise known as Bubba Hogg Jr. Working real well together, the Redneck. And it's going to be a choke on the top rope on the Bill Mudd. Dennis Price warning Hogg about the choke. Sends him for the ride, a lariat. An elbow smash. Mack Truck just kicks him right across the back. And Hogg with a chokehold. I'll tell you one thing, Charlie. Another thing about Johnny Love and what he's done with these men is he has certainly taught them how to come in here and throw out the rule book, win at all costs. And this Hogg, man, I tell you, since I've seen him come under the guidance of Johnny Love, he's just got meaner and meaner.
That's right. Johnny Love, one thing that he teaches anybody that he's ever managed, and I've known this man 20 years or better, and I've seen him have an array of champions. He says, lose never, cheat if you must, just win.
Well, Johnny Love's been known to jump in there from time to time to make sure that his men win. And
that's his philosophy, Danny. His philosophy is at all costs just emerge victorious.
Regardless of whether it's in the framework of the rules. And Mack Truck has a tag, and referee Dennis Price misses this. And Price is not going to allow Truck to stay in the ring. And that's going to fall against Mack Truck.
That's right, and Bill Mudd's got caught right in the snoot there a couple of times by the big right hand of this Tommy Gunn, and Mack Truck needs to tag in for a fresh man in there, and I think if and when he does, you're going to see a ball of fire in Mack Truck.
There's no doubt about it, because Mack Truck is on that apron, and he's just getting angrier and angrier as he sees the punishment going to Mudd, and Mudd needs to tag desperately, but still weakened as he is. That lariat, extremely powerful.
You're right, Danny. And Bill Mudd now trying to get over there, but notice the trip out by Tommy Gunn.
And Tommy Gunn cut him off, tried to block that tag. And that's what you got to do. You got to block those tags, keep him on the opposite side of the ring, work him over, and if the guy can't tag, get a fresh man in, he's going to go down.
That's exactly right, Dan. And notice now that the crowd is cheering on Bill Mudd. They want to see Mack Truck get in there to take on none other than this Tommy Gunn and J.D. Hogg.
I'll tell you one thing, at the rate that Johnny Love's acting at ringside, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him stick his nose in. Notice how, Charlie, he's not standing still. He's pacing back and forth, looking for every opportunity to stick his hands in the ring.
That's right, and notice that Dennis Price is asking something about some rule infringement that has gone down if actually Tommy Gunn and J.D. Hogg tagged. And I didn't see a tag, Dan, did you?
No, I didn't, and I'll be quite honest with you. I think probably what Johnny Love was doing with all these hand motions and distractions at ringside, he took Price's eyes away from the action in the ring, and then we had a switch.
That's right, and notice very carefully there that J.D. Hogg is applying a lot of pressure to that left leg of Bill Mudd. Mud's still reaching, trying to get over there to make that tag.
I'll tell you what he's doing, Charlie. He has his man in an inside leg grapevine with those legs wrapped around that, and he's leaning his weight across the back of that knee. And if Bill Mudd's not able to get out of this, Bill Mudd's going to have a hard time getting around in the ring.
Well, I don't know whether any of the fans has ever been sitting in a chair and get your leg caught in a cramped position and have all the circulation and have that leg to get numb. But that's exactly what happens in there when you're in that hole for any period of time. That circulation's cut off and that leg actually becomes numb.
And not only that, it's so weakened that it's hard to stand on. And actually what he needs to do is get out of there, get on the apron and give that leg a rest before they do some serious damage. And Tommy Gunn, I don't know what he's got him in here, but some sort of grapevine.
That's right. That's sort of a figure four toe hold that he's applying now. If you'll notice that figure four in there, Dan, you can tell it plain as day. It's a figure four toe hold, really almost in a figure four position.
I've never actually even seen that variation of that move before, Charlie.
I have, but not lately.
Very old move being revitalized here tonight.
That's right. That comes from the old school, Dan.
Now what he did right there, he just took him, put his legs back, pinned together like a scorpion, cut a flip, and that put his pressure of his legs right into his back.
That shot pain all the way up from that left leg, all the way up to that spinal column. As you notice now, Bill Mudd is in desperate need of a tag. He can't even stand up on that wheel.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he can't apply the pressure by standing, so he's going to have a hard time getting over to a tag. But Mack Truck's getting hotter and hotter about wanting that tag into the ring.
That's right. And notice that big spinning toe hold now by J.D. Hogg. And I don't know how much more of this that Bill Mudd's going to be able to take, but I've never seen this big man from Ashland, Kentucky give up before.
No, but I'll tell you one thing. That's one of the oldest moves in the book, made famous by the Funk family. And Bill Mudd may not be able to give up, but one thing he could do, if the pain gets great enough, he could pass out, that's for sure. And Mack Truck being lured back into the ring, and a knee drop to the back of the leg. So, I mean, I hope that that Mudd is not able to have so much damage done to him that he loses consciousness.
That's right, Dan. Bill Mudd's been in this hole for probably 6 or 7 minutes now, and if he don't get a tag pretty soon, he's not going to need to make one.
And right now, Tommy Gunn with a single leg Boston Crab. And lo and behold, Charlie is headed straight toward the concession stand. Sometimes I think that James McComb tells the truth about him. And it's a single leg Boston Crab. Mack Truck in the ring like a house of fire. Fans, I feel my voice starting to fade, and I hope I don't lose it as Mack Truck continues the attack. Side suplex. Mack Truck's a fresh man in. Count of 2 and almost 3. Mack Truck knows he's got to turn the tide of this battle, and that's what he's doing right now, a lariat into the corner. We got a count of 2. And Hogg comes back, series of punches. And Mack Truck firing away. Hogg sending Truck for the ride. That springboard elbow smash, we saw it earlier, and Truck, it works real well for him. Bill Mudd being tagged in. Maybe we got a power bomb attempt. Nope. Standing head scissors. Bill Mudd going for the headbutt. That headbutt could have been below the belt. Once again, Bill Mudd going up for that headbutt. Fans, it was weeks ago in the Chesty Coliseum. I saw Bill Mudd utilize the very same move on James McCone in a post-match attack.
Did he have a hot tag then?
No, actually, he's utilizing a falling headbutt. I don't know whether he hit him in the inset of the thigh or if he hit him in the groin or the nuts.
Looks to me like he hit him with a 12-pound marshmallow from here.
Well, I don't know about that.
Have you been to the hot dog stand tonight?
No, I actually don't have a craving for anything, but I notice you have.
That's right. Most of the time, every time I think I want some, I feel like I just had some, but this time I definitely thought that I needed one.
I think what you're trying to tell me is you have a flashback of indigestion.
If I don't now, after I eat this chili, I will have.
Well, I certainly think that nobody could go in the ring and wrestle in that kind of condition. And Bill Mudd coming back just as hard as he can. And Hogg has Mudd up. Johnny Love trying to interfere. Johnny Love didn't get the opportunity. Truck. Choke slam. Count of three. Count of three. Truck and Mudd get the win.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Big Mac Truck and Big Bad Bill Mudd.
But the Rednecks ganging up on the Mudd and Truck. Mudd and Truck get the win, but it's far from over. Johnny Love with the briefcase across the back of Mac Truck, across the head of Bill Mudd. Power bomb on the Mac Truck. The Rednecks may have lost the battle, but appears they've won the war.
Look at this Confederate flag. They're going to spread them out like Old Glory there, Southern style, Mississippi style.
Symbolically showing that they're trying to bury these men alive. But I'll tell you one thing, whether it be here or APW, this is far from over.
That's exactly right. One heck of a match. These guys are getting up, and these guys just powdered out of the ring.
Who can blame them? I mean, you know they've got Mudd and Truck mad. They've got them angry and hot. But this match is over.
Ready?
And Mac Truck will chase these guys to the dressing room. And this will end one of our double main events. And stay tuned for our last match of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring now, the tag team group of Chief J. Eagle and ECW's own Confederate Currency, Chris Hamrick.
All right, fans, this will be your main event. Blackjack Dalton, Scotty Piper.
And their opponent, weighing in at a combined weight of 503 pounds, from Corpus Christi, Texas, Blackjack Dalton. And his tag team partner, Scotty Piper.
And this match here is under the Pause Count Anywhere in the building. Or tonight, Pause Count Anywhere in Jonesville, South Carolina. Jay Eagle and Chris Hamrick taking on Scotty Piper and Black Jack Dawson. I'll tell you one thing. Chris Hamrick has competed throughout the Carolinas before going to Extreme Championship Wrestling. Jay Eagle in the past has recently had a change in attitude in the APW area, and recently has been hearing more jeers than cheers. But for tonight, he's setting aside his differences, team up with an old foe Hamrick, take on Dawson and Piper. Dawson with a headlock and a shoulder block up and over his man. Hamrick with a leapfrog and a hip toss. Body slam. Count of 2. I'll tell you what, Dawson and Piper, the way they're dressed, they came for a bunkhouse affair. And I guess it doesn't matter to them where the fall takes place in the ring or in the parking lot or any side of the armory at all. But I'll tell you one thing, fans, I kind of hope that Eagle and Hamrick can coexist as partners together, because in the past, these two have had some very violent encounters as well. And Dalton taunting Eagle. Hamrick reversing an Irish whip. Back body drop. Standing drop kick. And Dalton has to go outside for a recluse. Dalton and Piper having words with the ringsiders. Dalton into a wrist lock by Hamrick. Eagle tags in with a wrist lock of his own. And an arm bar on to Dalton from Eagle. And Hamrick tags in. Again, they're maintaining the attack on the arm. Single leg pickup. Hamrick thinking about dropping a stomp. Dalton feels Hamrick's attack. Hamrick with a surfboard, hooking his feet right up around his shoulders and reaching back with a surfboard. Piper comes in to disrupt that. Hamrick had Dalton tied up so bad I really didn't know what to call that for a minute. Count of 2 from a front chancery takeover by Eagle. A close fist into the face from Dalton to tag Piper. And it appears it's going to get nasty here. Piper attacking Eagle. A pair of shoulders into the midsection from Scotty Piper.